Okay, it's been like a week? Yeah. It's like how long? And I'm doing things this way because, well, I'm a little bit uncertain at the moment how exactly to set my schedule for the future here, because this coming year I'd like to do sort of weekly schedules in a way that every single, like basically every other streamer that I see does, where, oh hey, where they'll post something every weekend. It'll be like, hey, yeah, I want to play these games on this date and everything. Usually I play through a single game, and I don't do it that way because I don't know when it's going to end. But I guess there'll probably be a little bit more of an instance of me juggling multiple playthroughs over a week of streaming, and I will never get anything done as a consequence, but I digress. So I haven't quite hashed out exactly what I'm going to do yet. There is a Quest 64 decomp recomp that has happened, that has been decompilation. It is playable on PC. That's the thing I want to look at. There's quite a number of other video games. I'd like to finally get around to playing Pokemon Black 2. And also, there's a couple of Pokemon ROM hacks. One called, what was it? Pokemon Red Version Expansion Pack, I believe. That looks pretty interesting. I'd like to check that out. And somebody in another Discord server got me wanting to play Final Fantasy X-2, which I would be doing probably via PC. I mean, I've got a version of it for the PS3. I'm not sure I want to dig that out again, but hey. That exists. I don't have it on Switch, even though I have the Final Fantasy X remaster for that, because that requires either you use a code that comes with your copy of the game, or it's a separate thing, and I forgot to re-up Emo Tracker. Give me just a second to fix that. And in fact, to start clicking around on the contents of my tracker. Oh yes, by the way, I have a new bot in my chat for handling all my stuff. It does have quote and all those commands finally set up because those are installed on streamer.bot by default. So I guess I can type in some things here to show off those real quick. Because, yeah, I now have a Discord server. I'm putting that on an actual command link in there because I think that's probably a little bit safe. It's not a discoverable server, so probably the amount of bots that would come in, amount of spam bots that would come into the Discord are significantly lower. It's not necessarily complete, but it's kind of close there, and I'm pretty sure everything's working with that. I admit I could probably stood to a test of things, but I found a couple of the bots that I wanted to do stuff with on Discord, and yeah, so there's that. And then, as before, I have separate commands for just showing some of the links, I guess, for anybody who wants to see only things like that, which actually kind of sticks the wish list in the support link. I'm still always a little bit cagey about that, but like I'm a little bit about anything that I do, really. So you know, I just get kind of like weirdly nervous about the whole to do. Anyway, let me go in here and sorry, I'm doing the shit in Emo Tracker now real quick. And then we can get back on track, I guess, for the game. Sorry to everybody who was stuck waiting for those couple of minutes. Oh, yeah, by the way, I am back to controlling this with the PS4 controller, but I'm doing it via Bluetooth now, which is very unusual because I now have a cable that is plugged in to this in order to keep it charged. that plugs into a USB port in one of my wall outlets. So basically my cable is going to not the place where the controller is connected, and that feels slightly bizarre. It's not like it's ruining the experience for me or anything, but it is a very like, eh? Okay, yeah, send me whatever you've got for that so that way I can deal with that. Pieces of Triforce. That one is completely real. Hell yeah. Off to a good start, and we can see over here we do not have enough money for the gravity suit, which is unfortunate, but good to know that in case the chips are like really, really down, I can go and get a gravity suit for a disgusting amount of money later on. But for the time being, I'm just going to have to hope that we can find that for 10 bucks or something. I don't want to pay 300 for the gravity suit. Are you fucking kidding me? It's awful. Oh yeah, I just realized I forgot to set the Scarecrow song properly this time again. Whoops. Well, let's hope we don't need that. Let's hope we don't need that. But for now, we've got some stuff we can go and maybe luck into some nut or something, or a shield. Because we got 2 easy checks here. Anything to say? Oh yeah, teaching me how to be a pyromaniac, of course. Yeah. Yeah, oh, dang. We got ice trapped. It happens. Yeah, I finally got around to, like, running a bot separately from just doing a Streamlabs thing. Too lazy to log out of your... No, I understand that. Whenever I think about that, it's like, ah, shit, am I gonna have to pick up my phone and go look at a... go look at an activation code? Ah! Oh, hey, we're almost playing Zelda's Lullaby. The rando is taunting me already. And yes, saying that setting up bots can be kind of a pain, that is absolutely true. I love having to read through documentation and then seeing, oh, yeah, the screenshots are wildly out of date, so now I have to go find different documentation. Because for some reason, your documentation led me to the disgustingly out of date version of things. I love being confused. Like, I know that I'm pretty much always confused anyway, but I don't need the help, right? My brain doesn't work very well anymore. I don't know what happened to me. Maybe it's just long COVID or something. Maybe when I caught Omicron a couple of years ago, I got the version of it that, like, puts a massive amount of Swiss cheese holes in your brain. Or maybe it's just the fact that my life has been a complete train wreck since I got out of college. Maybe it's the overwhelming sense of despair. But hey, at least Scott Adams died today. That's fun. Actually, that made me go back and listen to the Behind the Bastards episodes that they did on the guy, and man, what an absolute fucking clown. For those of you who are like, who the fuck is Scott Adams? Scott Adams is, parentheses, was, the Dilbert guy. And, oh boy, what an idiot is all I can say here. Am I going to play Danganronpa? Probably not. I remember buying a Vita back in the day, very specifically because I wanted to play Danganronpa, and the Vita port of that had just come out in the States. And then I sort of hit a point where I was like, you know, actually, I think maybe I don't actually want to play this. It's a little hard to describe, but I think that a large part of it is just like being exposed to content from from SDR2. And I just kind of went, you know, I think this creator's a little gross. And some people are going to tell me to lighten up or something, and anyway. And to be fair, I probably should lighten up, but not necessarily for that reason. Anyway, we're picking up a spider token just in case, right? Now, do I remember how to reset this thing? And the answer is not really, but thankfully it's just literally right there in the menu. Yeah, we're still not in a position of having a flash cartridge for the N64 yet. Those are a little bit outside of my effective price range there. And whatever I was saying eons ago, to the effect of like, oh, yeah, I'll just use my Twitch stuff as an Amazon wallet, I apparently misunderstood what they had been advertising to me. Twitch is instead like, well, you can spend the money on other creators on Twitch. And that's fair. But I don't know. I thought it said at some point that it was like, oh, well, we'll allow you to use it with your Amazon account, which would allow me to probably come up just a little bit short. But hey, I'm not here to complain too much. Yeah, and I should specify that, like, not everything that has sex in it is like necessarily gonna make me be like, oh, what a sleaze bag. It's a matter of presentation, right? It's a big part, and this goes back, my God, this goes back months now to when I was doing a week of just sort of like game test out streams. Now, which one of these is? Oh yeah, scrub here. There we go. And I was saying stuff about that I had played Unholy a little bit and had played Dead Estate earlier in the week, and I was specifically comparing the characters in Unholy to Cordelia in Dead Estate, and being like, yeah, there's this big presentational difference between, yeah, okay, all these characters are kind of appealing aesthetically to something very similar, but, you know, it's done differently in a very specific way. I know that I'm like sounding very, very stupid right now. Not that I need the help with it, but it's that one. Oh, it's... Hold on, I'm just gonna put a bunch of this stuff on my menu here. Oh, game. By game, I mean this thing, actually. Anyway. So... I guess I'm trying to decide how, like, inappropriate I want to be about this, right? Which is weird, because usually I'll just say some weirdly out-of-pocket, inappropriate shit at the drop of a hat. Yes, that was added recently because that allows the use of the add quote command, which is described in the link that followed the help command that I posted earlier. Anyway, I guess, screw it, I will be a little bit out of pocket about this, that the comparison that I was making with regard to those two games is that, like, all the girls in Nunholy really didn't look like they wanted to be there. Not on that sort of level, right? Whereas Cordelia in Dead Estate, like, very openly owns her sexuality. And again, obviously these are both sort of targeting not necessarily dissimilar crowds, because obviously they both appeal to people who like big tits. That much is very straightforward. But, you know, I think that when you're specifically going after an audience of people who like the more embarrassed sort of character, that's like... I don't know, I find that a little bit slimier, because it just feels like you like when people hurt a little bit. Anyway, hey, cool, we got the Megaton Hammer. Now I can finally segue away from this rather difficult thing to talk about on some level, not just because I'm, like, embarrassed to talk about any of that, but also just because, I don't know, I don't like the kind of commentary I'm gonna get for it, right? I don't want to have to deal with somebody who comes into any of my shit and is like, actually, and I'm just gonna be like, quite frankly, I don't know that I'd be able to actually say what I think about a person like that. And considering I think I just said that's cool about Scott Adams kicking the bucket, I might tell you might get like a certain level of fiery that might be considered slightly more inappropriate nowadays. I guess maybe we'd be able to find out the exact limit of how many times an American can say the word cunt per second if that happens. While talking to a man, for that matter. But anyway. Let's get off that subject. Oh, maybe the word get off in this situation is a bit of a choice, but... Oh, that joke is just kind of bad. I'm sorry. No, I'm not. Have I ever been sorry for, like, anything I've said? Well, yeah, probably. I probably have been sorry for at least, like, a couple of things that I've said here. Like, I don't know, at least once I probably said something during a stream of FF9 about Vivi being a monster, and then look at what happened to Magic for a year. Although, in my defense, I don't know where I'm going with that. Anyway, actually, speaking of Magic, so I had originally said that I was going to look into getting together an account for Arena and playing that on like probably on Fridays to sort of fit with the idea of it being like Friday Night Magic. I did pick MTG Arena back up, and let me tell you, the grind to be able to get a deck together that's of a decent quality, oh hey, Gravity Suit, is fucking soul-crushing. I was not having fun doing that. I was not enjoying my time trying to get into a position where I could play a deck in Arena that I might actually win with once in a while. And obviously, like, fun. Where's the fun to be had, period, with that? So, yeah, I'm back to a position of I'm not doing that. So to any of these 0 people who are looking forward to that being a thing, not gonna happen. I might still have like a time blocked out on Fridays for doing card game stuff. Goodness knows I would love to get a play group together to just do like Friday night Commander pods on tap or something. Shit. I was way off there, but in my defense, I'm not completely used to this anymore. And the stick does feel slightly different playing this in Bluetooth mode, I think. Like, obviously there's a different amount of input delay and stuff between wired and wireless, so perhaps that's making this a little bit crustier. Or perhaps it's all in my head and everything is the same and I'm just imagining it. But yeah, anyway. Sheesh. Tough crowd out there. So, yeah, for this first week back, and especially because I'm starting on Tuesday instead of Monday, because I didn't get the bot finished yesterday. That's all it is. I ended up doing all of that in like a couple hours today. Well, at least it was worth it. So, yeah, this week things are going to be a little bit bumpier. We're going to do this as like the beginning of the week and then probably start a couple of games on Thursday, Friday. I would also kind of like this year to get back to a couple of games that I didn't finish all the way in past years. Such as, for example, I didn't finish the post-game for Dark Cloud. I beat the main game, but I would like to go and actually negotiate with the Demon Shaft, all 100 floors of it. Which, yeah, hey, shoutouts to a console roguelike RPG that gives you, as your reward for completing the game, here's a very large final dungeon with a truly excessive amount of floors. What an absolute stone cold classic of a maneuver for that genre. So, there's that. I didn't do, like, any of the post-game of... Oh, god damn it. That was pretty bad. I didn't do, like, any of the post-game, pardon me, from Battle Networks 5 and 6. So, perhaps doing that would be a good idea. Especially because there's the Mega Man Star Force collection coming out this year. And I'd like to take a crack at that. Star Force being a sequel to the Battle Network series. And I didn't even realize that at the time. In fact, the first go-around... Oh, hell yeah, Magic Meter. The first go-around, I completely missed out on Mega Man Star Force. I didn't even know about it until many years later. What did you have to say? Bomb Shoes in Lost Woods. Yeah, we already have those. And of course, it's the smallest pack in the game, right? It would be. So, I think I've talked about this before with regard to Mega Man Star Force. That because of at least some circles of the internet, Star Force doesn't really have the greatest of reputations. And it's to a point that I would consider completely unfounded, really. Based on a lot of the things that I've seen. A large part of it is just like kind of goons being edgy about certain things. And that's goons in the sense of Something Awful members, not what you're thinking. And I do mean very literally Something Awful members in this case, not me just like picking on them because of Something Awful sometimes living up to its name. But I digress. It's very seriously that my main knowledge of Star Force really does come from a Let's Player on Something Awful who did a thread of the full series of Battle Network. And also, honestly, kind of, I would say, lied about some things in Battle Network 4. Because he was using an emulator. And also just didn't check certain pieces of information. But let's not dig too deep into that. I don't want to turn this into some whole thing of me shitting on some guy who was having some issues at the time. And, you know, overall, it's just like, man, who fucking cares? But basically, a large part of it is like, I think a lot of people were just sort of annoyed about how anime Star Force was in some regards. And everything that I've learned about it since then is like, actually, this kind of sounds pretty alright. I don't know about the gameplay entirely, but at least from a writing perspective, it's like, you guys really have a very, very severe misunderstanding of what's up with this game if you're complaining about it. Like, it probably has its problems, but a lot of this stuff... Oh, so Sheik will give us an ice trap at DC. All right. Like, a lot of what it sounds like is dealing very heavily with the fact that the main character of Star Force is heavily traumatized, and it's about him dealing with that and trying to get over it. Like, that sounds pretty good for a series for actual 7-year-olds. It's not for actual 7-year-olds exactly. It's probably more for like actual 10-year-olds. But I digress. Again, I don't completely know. And I'm sure there are quite a few reasons to dislike it. So I'll find out at some point. And it would be nice to go do the post games of Battle Networks 5 and 6 before then. As I say that, I just think about what I know of BN5 post-game, and I'm like, maybe not, actually. Actually, that does kind of sound like a little bit of a pain in the ass. But anyway, doesn't matter. We got Zelda's letter. I should probably cycle through all the chicken stuff here. And go, yeah, okay, there's nothing for us to actually tag on that, never mind. But I do have to do all the click-through here, because otherwise these spots won't disappear from my tracker. Because I done fucked up. And speaking of done fucked up, I did it again. Well, we're gonna have to wait until daytime to do, like, anything right now, so... I'm gonna see if I can't put myself in a position where these skeletons spawn in and die instantly again. Because that was fun. Anyway, how's everyone doing here? I hope that folks are doing alright. It's... Things have been real messy lately in the world. And... Yeah. We'll keep it simple and just say, wow, things have been a total mess out there in the world. In positive news that I suppose is not really news, I discovered that Phantasy Star Portable 2 Infinite has an English patch for it, which I'm surprised actually happened. I didn't think that there were more than like 5 people who spoke English who played PSP2i. So I'm pretty happy about that. I was going to actually set up my PSP to be able to play it. I could probably just set up an emulator. And in fact, knowing me, I will set up an emulator and check it out. But I got my PSP out because I got a battery replacement for it recently, which I know I've mentioned. Because, of course, the original battery on mine kind of, well, it did that thing that PSP batteries love to do. So, it is... The original battery is no longer with us. But I did get a cheap replacement on Amazon sometime around Christmas. I went and looked at my memory card on it. It's only 2 gigs. That's a bit of a problem if I want to do what I want to do, which is to try to run some shit through custom firmware. So I bought an adapter to let me use a micro SD card in the memory stick location, and hopefully that will cover things for me. Okay, so does this actually work? I think it works. Let's see if it does. So yeah, that's pretty neat. I'm pretty happy about that. That there's honestly just the sheer amount of anything that the Phantasy Star franchise gets makes me happy. Even if I'm not exactly what you would call thrilled by basically anything to do with Phantasy Star Online 2. I mean, you can do some fun character creator stuff, but oh boy, the story was not without its moments in the original PSO2, pardon me, but New Genesis, oh boy, that left a bit of a sour taste in my mouth, is the simplest thing I can say about it. Gameplay is fine. Story, though, oh boy, that can go kick rocks. I'm not sure if this is something that anybody really cares about, but hey, I'm talking about it anyway. That goddamn spike trap. Oh, I'm surprised that worked. Holy hell. To specify why I was kind of not enamored with the story of New Genesis, I guess I will describe this. I don't have enough money to play again. You? Oh well. So, let me make sure I check everything off here. So, the New Genesis story, the part that I had gotten up to that just kind of made me go, oh, fuck right off, was pretty late on, at least relative to... Maybe it's not that late on. What the hell am I saying? I think this is somewhere around level 70 content, maybe level 80. I forget, but basically, you fight this thing, and you discover, like, clones of yourself being stored. And it kind of amounts to this idea of there being sort of like a selective breeding program of a sort, just in case the evil villain that showed up were to show up. And to me, that feels a little bit uncomfortably close to this, like, idea of, oh, sometimes a little bit of eugenics is okay in case of this completely made-up ass reason ever coming to pass. And I just sort of immediately hurled when I ran into that part of things. I'm sure that there's probably at least some people will be like, well, that's not what that means, and I think you're wrong for obvious reasons. At that point, I was just like, wow. I was barely invested in this in the first place, to be fair, but you've just made it significantly worse. I'm almost impressed, actually. Green Rupee and GTG. That seems like a funny place for it. Boomerang in the graveyard. Pieces of Triforce somewhere in bottom of the well. Haunted Wasteland chest is foolish. Forget about that graphical glitch. You know, we're not going to go to adult yet. Never mind. Just cycling forward on that, and pop the Scrub Theater out. And go grab the Skull Mask. Anyway, yeah, Irene, I saw that you were streaming, so I just keep missing that because I've been falling asleep super early. I think my... in fact, I know my sleep patterns are still completely effed from when I was dealing with the shoulder issue last month. And that just kind of train wrecked everything because... Of course it would. Of course it would. And I've kind of fixed that, so... I ended up, like, just going back to sleep for extra hours earlier today, so... I'm feeling a little better rested. Hopefully I'm going to... Excuse me. Be able to, you know, keep this pattern a little better in terms of stream time. And if not, I guess I'll stream later in the day. Yeah, come on, roll over to nighttime so I can go do the nighttime shit. Hey, piece of heart. Pretty good. Alright, what do we got in here? Are we gonna get all ice traps? Probably not, but... Ooh, bomb bag. It's regular bombs. That's a little easier to use, probably. There's our money back. Another heart piece. Hey, good, we found at least one ice trap. Two. Excuse me. Recovery heart. Probably better to have gotten that after the ice traps, but hey. 3. 4. Oh, yeah. I don't think this is a record, but it's still pretty funny. Want to try force number 6? Found the loser rupee. That's pretty funny, though. Ooh, iron boots. Yeah, let's get our asses out of here. Three, and it was 4, right? Yeah. All right, so let's go and spend down our money a little bit, just in case the Karen has a monetary reward of some kind. Oh, there's a big Goron sword. Hell yeah. What else you got? You got some fake nuts. You got the Lens of Truth. Well, that puts, like, all the invisible things into logic. Unfortunately, no shield. I'll have to actually go buy one of those at full price. Oh, crud vapors. Come here, dog. Alright, let's go take Nixon back to this lady. Here. Oh, we got our wallet refilled, so ultimately we got all that stuff from the bomb shoe shop for free. Well, now I get to go stand out here and wait for daytime. Actually, I might be able to talk to the guard and he'll let me out, but I don't remember. Or is that just a Ship of Harkinian thing? Hell, if I remember. Alright, well, time to go back to... well, elsewhere. Just pick up all the... I'm picking up the spider tokens even if I don't know if I need them yet, because... honestly, they're just tiny little speed bumps on the road here. Better to have them than not need them than be scrambling around for 50 and not remembering, like, any of the early shit that I got. This game does kind of love to be an asshole with them, so... Nocturne of Shadow. That's kind of useful. It's a fast travel point. I mean, hey. Nice trap. Thanks, guys. Hey, double defense. You know what? Why not, right? Where am I? What? The fuck do you mean it got disconnected? Oh my god, do I have to reassign this thing? I might have to. You have got to be fucking shitting me, dude. No goddamn way. Like, genuinely, what? Really? 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 This thing just... No, fine. Screw it. We're going back to the fucking wired method, even if it means that we have to listen to the thing disconnect every time I try to set the controller down. Or if I slightly move it, like, slightly wide. Just fucking kiss my ass, man. Just... seriously with this? Oh, it's registering only disconnect. Okay. Okay, no, we're having, like, pretty serious problems with this right now. I don't understand this. It has batteries, it's fucking constantly charging. Okay, yeah, you better fucking work after I had to apparently reconnect the... I hate technology in every single one of its forms. Barely even be happy about that, because I'm just, like, really annoyed by this. Like I said, I'm turning into a borderline Luddite. I'm gonna... If things keep getting worse in the trajectory that they are with the world with regard to technology specifically, I'm gonna turn into a psychotic woods hermit by the end of the year. Actually, I kind of wonder if there's like a receiver or something inside my computer that's disliking the temperatures, perhaps. I would certainly hope that it's not as sensitive as all that, but right now my graphics card is sitting at a balmy 55 degrees. That's Celsius, not the kind that I actually understand. Okay. understand Celsius. But it is still kind of like, that seems really low considering for something to be like burning inside of a computer. Because most of that stuff is like actually made of some things that have pretty high melting points, if I recall correctly. So, yeah, I genuinely, I don't know. I think it might just be that this PS4 controller is a little bit... And of course, the chickens have now gone, like, way far afield from where I... Oh, well, I'm surprised I got a second one. Are you number 3? Hey, don't get so close to the door. I don't want to... Yeah, so I really need to know what's wrong with that then. Thinking it has... I was gonna say, thinking it has been almost an hour, but it's more like 50 minutes, which is a very odd amount of time then for it to be like, oh, no can do slurms. We have to auto disconnect. And even then, that seems like that's kind of bad because, like, it doesn't... I don't know if it does that on PS4. I always just use the thing wired because I hate wireless controllers. I dislike wireless anything, to be perfectly honest with you. So, yeah, maybe I will put that Xbox controller back on my drone wish list or something, or just make that a thing to pick up when I get a chance, because originally I was like, I had put it on there because I figured it'd be pretty nice to have something that's USB-C based instead. Maybe that would be a little bit more reliable in terms of connection. Excuse me. I mean, certainly I think I trust USB-C more than I do micro USB. But I ended up being like, yeah, no, I'll take that off now that I know that I can do this shit on Bluetooth. I didn't realize that this was going to be a potential issue with running the controller on Bluetooth. I hope it's more of a fluke than anything, but I suppose I'll find out as I go. Anyway, that's way more money than I could possibly need. Thank you. Spider house. You peep Impa's house. Filed anyway. Just do all that real quick. Yes, you do not. Damn. Alright, let's go find out about the spiders. I actually remember to set the spider hints correctly this time. 20 for a blue rupee. 40 for arrows. 30 for a piece of the Triforce. That might be important. 50 for... Ew. And 10 for Zelda's Lullaby, so I guess I have to do that one. Oh. Fair enough. Yeah, I don't know if that's legally allowed in this, but I guess we gotta take it, really. So yeah, Impa's house item is bombs. So that doesn't matter to us. It's just some nut that's not even an upgrade, so... I don't know why I'm trying to go over that guy. He didn't do it. It's quote ad for that. Let me try and, yeah, it's exclamation quote ad and then all of that. Yeah. It's just because that was what the default was for when I imported the commands through StreamerBot on their website, because now they require you to set those as separate command. Oh, thank you for putting that part on there that I thought I took off. Slingshot in the water temple. So I was originally trying to tell it to, like, keep the game and the time on there, kind of like certain other streamers that I've seen, but it really did not want to. So that should in fact not be a part of. Make sure that. No, it is. I've got to fix that. I'll do it. Obviously, I'm not going to do it right now. That'd be a lot of energy. Yeah, it's slightly bothersome. I don't know exactly why it was having that problem, but hey, that's just kind of how it goes. Sometimes documentation is not well written for me. Yeah, because, well, the thing is that I thought I tested it earlier after I changed it. Maybe I didn't. I just got thrown off by all the other stuff that I tested. It happens. Anything like this probably has some sort of growing pains attached to it, so, I had to sit here for a moment and wait. City's really rich. Okay, anyway. Yeah, sorry, I still have to go read my emails while I was waiting for this to roll over to nighttime. You know, as you do. Just sitting there with my thumbs up my ass, metaphorically. Hey, Dampe. You got something fun for me? Well, there's our boomerang. I wasn't sure where in the graveyard that was, but hey. We're actually getting quite a lot of stuff, all considered. Keyring. For the Forest Temple. All right. That's handy. Well, it will be in the future, because I can't go there right now. Genuinely, there is no reason for me to do that, but hey. All right, I'll take a look at that, well, later, I guess. Oh. Game doesn't want me to do that. Hold on. Put on the bomb shoes. Yeah, this should be our 6th Skulltula token. 7th. Is that 6-7 thing still big with the kids? I don't know. Are children real? An incredibly strange thing to say. Oh, right. You do it this way. Well, let's get back to it. We got a couple of guys to get here. By guys, I mean the spiders. Here, enjoy that. I know you won't. That's why I told you to anyway. Expectations are too high and horribly misplaced. Now, do I want to spend the, like, 800 bombs or whatever it takes to get to the couple of chests in Goron City in the rock maze? Because I can get one extra spider there. When really I can only say for a fact that I will need 10. I don't know about anything more than that. It might help, but there's 30 Triforce shards that have spawned. So those two may not even be necessary. Ooh, we got a bottle. Shit, yeah. Tip of Dawn was a rupee. EMT chest is not big. Okay, what's in the Goron City shop? I see a key ring. See a piece of heart. Hook shot, yeah. Hell yeah. It's pretty good. You're pretty good. Wait. Shadow Temple keyring. And naturally, this dude has a Various suit for sale, but just as naturally, we need a bigger wallet for that. Fill that all up. Let's go get Hot Rod. And then... I guess we'll go open the shortcut to the forest. Yes, that would actually be a good idea. Damn. Oh, fat lot of good that does me. Oh, that Hot Rod or Goron always giving me absolutely nothing. And by always, I mean... Oh, right, I don't have Goron bracelet yet. I think I just started playing video games yesterday or something. Assure you that's not the case, which is probably going to make this more embarrassing. How did I do that? Well, we can go get an item from the scrubs. Actually, does this sign have... Yes, it does. Okay, that's helpful. Well, we know that Mask of Truth is meaningless now. That's right, I thought I was able to set a hint for those, and I was like, where the hell do I get it? But yes, they invoke the 3 psychic types from Gen 1 of that one family. Oh, neat. I am very rarely able to do that, so... Yeah, I'm gonna play the thing on here at some point. I just have to, again, plan out my plan of when I'm doing stuff. Come on, man. Quit fucking around, would ya? I'm not completely sure if I'm gonna do anything special when I play it, or if I'm just gonna play it the regular way. Ow. I suppose that's to be expected, really. There's a lot of those in there, but... Yeah, let the dog come to you, that's right. It's like the reverse version of how you play fetch the stick with a dog. Yeah, I'm kind of wondering if I should just go, like, hard into water to start with, maybe? Or otherwise do something a little different. Siri, I already have one of those. I mean, considering I already did the wind and fire mode playthrough, I mean, doing that again would be kind of boring. But on the other hand, I'm like, I don't know if I want to start Earth, mostly because, first of all, that's boring, and second of all, you know, do you want to make Sulfuring be shittier? When your options could be, have Sulfuring not be as shitty to fight? Yeah, sorry, I was having a bit of a brain fart there. I was like, where do I want to go from here? Normal speedrun route. I admit I don't know what that's like. As far as retro achievements, I also don't know what is in any of the retro achievements other than that one, like, barbarian mode run, which is... Somebody who was designing that was, like, in mega sweat mode. And again, I guess that's partially of what some retro achievements are looking like. Somebody whose stream server I'm in more than I actually watch their streams was streaming Crash Bandicoot 3, and it seems like from what's going on with that is apparently one of the retro achievements for that is to get all of the platinum relics, which is genuinely kind of insane. Yeah, it might be on SRC. I gotta have a look at that. Ooh, yes, that's good. Here's our first strength upgrade. That's real nice. What if I just, like, got out one of my D4s and I was just like, okay, every run we roll a random element to... Every level, we randomly select what element we're leveling. That sounds kind of bad, but... That's how you end up in a position where you're like, oh, hell yeah, I get to do only extinction for the entire run. That's not correct. Oh, wow. 9 already. We're almost there with this. Keys for Ganon's castle. That's not actually very useful right now, but maybe in the future it might be. Who knows? I could tumble into gold bracelets. I could tumble into gold gauntlets at some point. Wow, I'm aiming this like shit. Wow, this is going real badly. Okay, so I need to aim like left of where it looks like Link is throwing, don't I? Yeah, that's better. Oh, is it not a part of it anymore? Because I thought for some reason it was. Well, Fair enough, I guess. Anyway, technically there is still one more item I can get here, but I don't feel like it. Wow. Yeah, I would have to assume that there weren't really a whole lot of people who were like, ah, yeah, I'd really love to go and play Quest 64 where I can't do magic. You know, the RPG that from the very outset of its development, one of its marquee features was going to be doing something interesting with magic. Yeah, sounds like a great fucking time to me. Oh, oops. Yeah, whatever. Oh no, a time loss. Big whoop. Hey, Zelda's Lullaby. Most excellent, and we can apparently not be able to click that until I actually properly get my other numbers set. That's fine. Right, it would be a strange choice to do that on purpose, kind of a thing. In general. So... yeah. Regardless, I'll figure out whatever I'm doing with that later. Like, probably the day of, when I'm like, oh yeah, 5 minutes beforehand, I've made a decision. Got some bomb shoes. That's all right. That's useful. That's... do you mind? How many times are you gonna do that? Come on. He's just over here like, hey, you get the picture yet? And I can't say, yeah, fine, I get it, dude. You're a re-dead. Ooh. Yeah. Yeah, thanks, dude. You make a noise. Cool. I'm so fucking proud of you, buddy. Anyway, we're gonna go and check the Zora's Domain shop real quick? Get out of here. Man, it's like I'm Wario or something. Get out of here! Oh, Wario World. That was almost a good game, if only it was like half as long. Or if it was significantly more fleshed out. And had more enemies or something. I gotta say, though, I do kind of respect it on some level, because when I played it, I did, in fact, have a rotten day. Wait. Let's grab this chicken. Oh, right. Beans Man. Piece of heart. Fair enough. Get over here. Okay. Open grotto one. And it is nothing. That chicken can hang out. Frogs are holding a purple rupee. That is, I believe, for playing Song of Storms. So I will go ahead and unpin that for the time being. Yes, if I recall how the hint works, and to be quite honest with you, I don't think I do, but that won't stop me. Anyway, that chicken isn't going to be used by us when we go deal with this. We're using a different chicken. Ooh, it's a large chest. That might actually be useful. Piece of Triforce at Gerudo Valley. Yeah, there's a couple of places we can check for that. Oh, hey. We can also find one right here. Yeah, let's take this. Why not? We're here. It's not progress, but it's free. Excuse me. Are there fake I forget now. So, we'll just say likely no. Oh, hey, we did finally get nut, so we can mark that on here, and I don't think it opens anything. Oh, a small koi rung for the water temple. A piece of art. Are both the Triforces are legit though? Too legit to quit. Anyway, let's move on here. Yeah, I wasn't sure where I could not roll, so... We should still have enough time to do this, as long as I don't roll into water. A complete fool. Big bomb bag, right? Yeah, big bomb bag, yes! Alright, we get to go blow more shit up if we feel like it. I know how much everybody loves blowing shit up, so... Call him Chuck. Hey, dude. Well, the good news is that we're, like, pretty near done with most of the stuff I want to do as a kid. I will soon be able to go back to being an adult, and we can hit things with our hammer. There we go. Ah, shit. I didn't need to do that. Well, that's fine. We can get some money anyway. Go over the falls for a shortcut. Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, but I mean, you can probably find rupees anywhere. I just wanted to get out of the ice trap. Yeah, well. Good enough. We get these. Ah, we just barely didn't get the last one. Oh well. Wow, hey, is that an Ace Attorney reference? I mean, good work. Text-to-speech. Well, to be fair, I usually do feel foolish. Anyway. I think Guess what, nerd? Nerd! Oh. Oh, wow. And a raid from Plastic Alan. Plasticillion. I have no idea if that Discord link is going to be, like, easily clickable on the chat, or if Mr. Red Name there. Hey, yeah, just like my favorite metal band, Red Guy. Wait. That's a terrible joke. I'm sure that there's like all of maybe 2 or 3 people in this. Actually, no, that when I talk about my viewer base, that sounds pretty fucking good. I'm sure there's all of like a very small amount of people in this chat room who are like, oh yeah, we're all lighting up for the fucking Ed Guy reference, right? That's got to be a thing that, anyway. That's enough. I'm sorry. I can go and mark Darunia off of the list of things that I need to check, though, so that's cool. Where in the hell is that? There it is. Yeah.
The problem with a lawyer-friendly cameo is that nobody asked if he was the right choice.
No, clearly I should have asked for, somebody else. Anyway. What do you got for me, Great Fairy? Bombs? You want it? I don't even need enough rupees for that. Oh, no, I'm not trying to do that. Silly. Let me play my only fast travel song here, because technically this does get me to Temple of Time quicker. Probably. Don't fall straight in the hole. Oh, I almost fell straight in the hole. Honestly, under most circumstances, I probably would have just expected myself to fall straight in the hole. Especially after I said something. Like, that's a good way to just poison the well immediately. Well, yeah, if you... Actually, I don't know what the punchline I should make for this joke is, so never mind. Oh, shit! I actually forgot to do so... Oh, whatever, I'll get it later. I forgot to go through the portal to Lake Hylia. Oh my god. How many of these have I done and I'm still making amateur hour fucking mistakes like that? Well, whatever. I want to get around to beating people up with my hammer. Oh, he finally got through. Huh? Anyway, enough about me not aiming for the hole. Let's go and become large. I feel like I could probably phrase the whole thing about pulling out the Master Sword better. But also that really does kind of also sound like a dick joke in and of itself, so... I don't know. Maybe I need to not try so much. Oh, good. The game actually had the good sense to auto-equip me with the hammer on my hotbar. Hotbar, I say. This game is not new enough for me to use the phrase hotbar to refer to it. I mean, it's technically true, but... how are we doing today? We're doing pretty alright. We got a new bot that I only screwed up a little bit of setting things up. We've got a Discord server, which you know about because of the link and everything. Not that link. We are so far in terms of progress that we've made in this rando. We've got 10 pieces of the Triforce, which for only an hour and a half is pretty good. I'm playing using my PS4 controller hooked up to Bluetooth, which was acting a little bit crusty earlier, like about 40 minutes ago, but I hope maybe it won't, like, freak out again. We got the gravity suit already, so that's pretty nice. We got an ice trap. Because, to be honest, we usually do. At least one. We got the Song of Time. That is tremendous. Oh yeah, I should probably switch maps over so I can do this better. Yes, it has been. It's just that one little, like, sticking point suddenly is kind of worrying. Especially because, again, this thing has been plugged into the wall the whole time. And at bare minimum, it should be charging, right? At least when it's not in use. And it shouldn't discharge that fast or anything. Whatever. Point here is that we got those scrubs, and we are going to check out the couple of open chests for us that are available. We got a couple that we can get. Plus, we have magic meters, so we can actually get the things out of Spirit Trial. Which... you know, usually we get magic meter like an hour later than this or something. Not quite. I got Song of Time from one of the scrubs here. It is pretty close to Adult Temple of Time spot, but... yeah, I mean, again, it's like a 5-minute walk down the road. Parentheses, time estimated based on, like, real distance or anything, as opposed to in-game travel. I mean, I guess if you take into account all the cutscenes for a non-randomized playthrough, it'd be like 5 minutes maybe, but whatever. We can get this chest. And it's a second bottle. Heck yeah. You like to see that. Ooh, down I go. All right, let's go and get the items in Spirit Trial, and then I guess we'll check out the boss key chest. Yeah, why not, right? Ow, my ankles. The mweep sound is real good. Also, by the way, for anybody who's wondering why haven't you equipped the big Oron sword, it's because I'm a fucking moron, that's why. I'm a goddamn moron, okay? I'm a goddamn Goron, okay? Wait. That's just rude. The Gorons don't deserve that. Come on. Good job, me. I think I let go of the stick after I let go of the shoulder button. Anyway. Okay, good. We do actually have some bomb shoots out. I was about to say... I've got one shot to make it, and I would have failed if that was the case. I would have been very, very sad. Come on, let me shoot through the bars. Why is that a solid object? God damn it, Nintendo. You bastards. Damn you, Shigeru Miyamoto, because it was definitely you personally who did that. Parentheses, I don't actually know the names of any of the, like, programmers, so that's why he's catching strays. Because at least I named somebody attached to Nintendo, instead of just being like, yeah, fuck you, Tetsuya Nomura. Although, I mean, Tetsuya Nomura catching strays is just kind of normal for this program. I'll play any video game, and if anything bad shows up that I dislike design-wise, I'll blame either Tetsuya Nomura or David Cage. And it will never be justified because, like, how often am I going to play a Tetsuya Nomura or David Cage? Oh, actually, never mind. I have played quite a few games that have involved Tetsuya Nomura, so I can only joke about that so much. And goodness knows that at some point I probably will get to the other Kingdom Hearts games, much as that makes me want to hurl. Oh, speaking of things that make me want to hurl, this chest being completely worthless. Oh well, it might actually be better than the alternative, because it's either that or I have to fight some more skeletons, and I mean, fighting Stalfos, that's just... Anyway. Sorry, that was a really horrible noise. I can't stop, though. Anyway. Yeah, we can't do this right now, but... Oh, it still draws all the torches. I think I have that set so that way I only have to light one in order to do that, but you better believe I don't remember. Oh, I didn't want to read that guy's gravestone. Hey, does your book say anything useful, Dampe? Oh. It says go to Goron City. I've already got that one. I guess fair enough, but... Because usually it tells you where the first one that's in logic is, but... I just wanted to be sure. Anyway, I can mark Graveyard Ledge off now. You fasten your feet? When they're not on fire, sure. I was literally saying to someone earlier today that it's like, I hope that's what he eventually becomes remembered for more than anything. Like, just remove the whole context of Scott Adams and Dilbert from any of it. Just, like, remember him as the Dilburrito guy. A food product tie-in for a comic that nobody remembers, or nobody should remember. Again, I guess we're talking about this alternate timeline where nobody would remember. And it would just be an utterly confounding thing for future anthropologists, and I think that would be funny. Finally, there would actually be something funny about Scott Adams. Anyway, that is the fastest Dampe time that I've had in eons, so that's kind of cool. Unfortunately, the rewards were a little bit less than whelming. Let's go and get the song from the windmill guy. What was his item in here? Was nut? Yeah, I can just manufacture that on my own, so. Here, get a load of this. Get a load of this! Oh, God. And for that, I'm getting 200 rupees that I can't put into my money sack. Dang it. Oh yeah, now I gotta go out and stand in the field for however long again because I need daylight once again. I mean, listen, all I'm saying here is I could probably use that money in real life, but in this, less so. Oh yeah, I have nothing on my R button. I don't know, let me equip a 4th use item or something. So, anyone played any good video games lately? I probably have, but I've been spending so much time just standing around in a field in this seed. I don't know for sure. Going through neon white. I don't know anything about that, so anything you can tell the class would probably be helpful. Recently, in terms of any video games that I've played, I've mostly... Well, I said earlier in the stream that I played an amount of MTG Arena, and I was distinctly unhappy. Because I was going to be like, hey, yeah, I'll put that in the, I'll put that in the lineup to show up on Fridays, but yeah, I'm thinking that's going to be a big no. So I guess if I want to do Magic stuff on Friday night, it's either going to be... Oh, god damn it, I didn't fix that. Well, we got a chicken. Well, we got a pre-chicken anyway. So, yeah, that's what I'm saying, is we gotta find... We gotta get a group together to do, like, EDH pods or something on... Well, again, untap.in would be a good way to do that. In theory. Deku Nuts 5 Pooses. Thank you, Randomizer. Speaking of poo, I think I've asked this before, Irene, but have you seen any of them yet where the vowels have gotten rearranged so that way Hookshot or whatever had shit in the name? Because I'm very immature and I would find that very funny. Anyway. Probably never play with your IRL potting. That's fair. Yeah, both these pieces of heart are completely legitimate. Shockingly. This dude does have a purple rupee that I believe was real, and also a Hylian shield over there. Not yet. That's a shame, but maybe it's specifically filtered out of the thing. I have no idea. Alright, and we get a discount of... Hold on. Discount of 15 rupees? Yes, a discount of 15. That discount is randomized, isn't it? Like, am I misunderstanding that the discount is randomized? Because I swear it's been a different value, like, several different times that I've streamed this. Anyway, yeah, I completely agree with that, Roundy. Can we round it? Can we round Alan back into this? Teach him how to play the card game again and be like, hey, yeah, look at all of these new words they made up for various things that... Yeah, exactly. You know, again, assuming that he'd be down for it, right? Which, I mean, surely, right? And Rooftop Man didn't have shit for me this time. Oh well. I mean, I guess at least we don't have to find one more stick for when I'm a child, but at that point you're really scraping the bottom of the barrel to try to find something to say there. Anywho, let's head Goron City word. And see if maybe there's some good stuff in the rock maze. Yeah, that works for me. I mean, you better believe I don't want to touch the fire temple with a 10-foot pole, but we may have to do that too. So yeah, if I was to stream Magic on Friday nights, it would have to be either assembling a group for that, or like I just play more of 97. Or I think I own all of the 2000s/2010s era Duels of the Planeswalkers games. We could look at those and we could be like, wow, these deck choices are shit. Actually, very specifically, I think the thing that we would get to see the most if I were to play the Duels of the Planeswalkers games would be that we would get to see Koth of the Hammer cast Fault Line and kill himself repeatedly in Duels 2012. Either that or I would cast like... Oh god, what's the... Son of a fuck, what's the X spell that lets you search for a bunch of lands? New Frontiers or something? I've cast New Frontiers in one of those games that was so severely jacked up in terms of its number of lands that it caused the game to die. And very specifically, the online aspect of it, because I was playing a two-headed giant co-op game with my friend, and we would go and search for like so the deck already ramps really hard, so I was just like, yeah, I'll cast New Frontiers for like 12 mana. Go get all your lands, friend. And he would get all of his lands, but the game would just choke because it's like, what the hell are you making me do? Which is a pretty good question. And then the connection would just die, and I would no longer be playing multiplayer. And we'd have to reconnect, and he would have to basically yell at me again and be like, hey, dipshit, don't play the fucking Kiora deck again. Play as somebody you like. Or somebody you have an opinion about as a character, really. That's completely fair. Universes Beyond always hits in this sort of like hit and miss sort of thing. Most of my objections to it at large are just sort of, you know, the usual like bitching about corporations kind of thing. Hey, sweet, we got our Mirror Force. Oh yeah, I should probably remember to mark the Hylian shield. Duh. Let's go ahead and equip that. Oh yeah, that's all C shit. By that I mean, let me put all this on the list real quick. There's kind of a lot. Anyway. I'm pretty sure there's at least one that I would very pointedly like to do with one of the FF commanders. But yeah, with regard to Universes Beyond, a large part of it really does kind of come down to, like, I'm still significantly cooler with the Final Fantasy stuff than I am with some of the others. I admit that I just, in general, do not have positive opinions about superhero stuff, period, so there's that. And then you start getting into things where it's like Ninja Turtles. You're just picking up random 90s nostalgia at this point, aren't you? It's just like, yeah, this is what, you know, not really that well defined in a lot of ways. Just going for things that are easy money. Yeah, it does upset me that there's, like, good merfolk cards in Marvel superheroes from what we've seen spoiled, because I am a fan of the fish. You know, excuse me as I slowly turn into the professor. I wish I could look half that good, and I wish I'd been playing the game for that long, but I digress. That was keys for the fire temple, I think. I admit that I was too busy saying goofy shit. Put the correct thing on there. Yeah, that was fire. Anyway, yeah, no, well, unsurprisingly, I haven't bought Magic stuff for years. But the Spider-Man thing, I think, also disappoints me, because as much as we all love Fleam, really the art quality on the Through the Omen Path set, which was to replace it on MTG Arena, is overall quite bad. I really should have, before I uninstalled MTG Arena, I should have looked over at the quality of the images in there, because some of the free cards they gave me were from the Through the Omen Path set. I should have, like, done that just to double check. Hey, how, like, good are these? You know, how much of the shitness is due to me looking at Scryfall's scans of it? Scans being a bit of a strange term in theory, but because those aren't really very high res. But if I looked at it on MTG Arena, it might be better quality. It's like, how much of that is that, and how much of it is you chose the worst art from the slush pile? And I'm being very generous at this point. I'm sure some people will be like, oh, well, what if it was, you know, what if it was regurgitated by AI? And it's like, I don't want to go there. I really don't want that to be a thing. Like I said, there's one piece of artwork from the Avatar set that I have a bit of an inkling, because it's a little too much in one of the more common AI styles. But I'm just sitting here, like, white-knuckling, going, fucking please don't be. And trying to avoid any further speculation because I'll just be sad. I know that Hasbro are complete hoes, but like, there's got to be an upper limit there. Anyway, I digress. I'm going to be honest with you, though, with regard to the Avatar: The Last Airbender set, I am kind of surprised that that's a thing, right? Like, I don't think it's a bad fit for Magic. I think it's maybe a little too goofy, but, you know, that's minor business, and Magic has never been without its humor. So, how much real complaining can I do? What I say about it being kind of surprising is that, like, I didn't really know there was that much of a fan base of Atla as, like, a thing, especially not where there would be a real crossover with Magic fans. And I know that Universes Beyond is not for Magic fans. It's a revenue enhancements, you know, revenue enhancement system devised by WotC to try to get people who aren't Magic fans to buy their products. But I don't know, I'm kind of surprised by that. Like, I know that there's fans of Legend of Korra, but so I'm not an expert in the Avatar franchise, but I'm pretty sure that there were no Legend of Korra specific cards in the Last Airbender set there. So, I mean, if anybody wants to correct me and be like, oh, actually, dipshit, I'll be like, whoa, I don't think there's a need for that kind of language, but... It's definitely, like, a little bit odd of a choice, at least to me. But again, at least I have to give a few points to the fact that Atla does actually kind of fit, you know, vaguely well into Magic compared to some options. You know, it's not Ninja Turtles, right? Yes, I did have Fire Temple Keyring. I, in fact, got that, like, just a moment ago. I got that in Goron City, so that's still kind of funny in its own right. Huh. Not at all. I guess I can go look for that in a couple. Free Steam sale item. That's right. I got something that somebody's going to throw on G2A next week. Wait. That even still like one of those key websites, G2A? I don't know. Oh yeah, the Hammer Grotto will be like right by the entrance from Goron City, right? Yeah. That's right. I do remember now. Anyway. I think, at least on some level, though, with regard to Universes Beyond, it's always going to be like when a corporation does it because they're doing it for money. It's not as cool as when fans do it. Even though I'm sure that quite a few people have significantly worse designs for Magic stuff. I mean, I could go and... I could go and dig for that design that I did for Freya. And we could probably all be like, oh yeah, that's kind of underwhelming. Or the Construct 7 one that I had, but that one's funny. Or the Doom Train one I did recently. I don't know, I actually like that one, but I digress. Anyway. Who fucking cares? This is... I'm over-speculating and I just complain about, like, everything nowadays, don't I? Eesh. But yeah, no, if we could get a group for... If we get a group for a Magic thing, I'd be very happy about that. You know, we get Alan into it. I'm sure we can... I'm sure we can get that guy up to speed. So, what was I thinking of building recently for Commander anyway? I mean, again, if I was gonna purchase one for IRL purposes on the very, very, very off chance that I were to assemble a play group that would meet my standards, I would definitely go about picking up the World Shaper precon from Edge of Eternities and do some upgrading on that. I mean, a lot of the upgrades I would want to do with that would likely be a little bit expensive, especially if I went, like, whole hog on it. Primarily because, like, hey, if I want to go all the way there, I definitely would want Squandered Resources, and the pricing on Squandered Resources... Oh, geez, I'm sorry, that noise might have been a little much. But, yeah, last time I looked... Squandered Resources was sitting at, what, $70? Granted, that's at least partially because it's reserve listed, and that, in addition to the fact that there will never be more stock of it, also means that a bunch of people have been doing buyouts over the last 5+ years or so. And that is just, like, awful. But I would love to rebuild basically the Lord Windgrace sack lands and bring them back combo that I was building a while ago. Oh yeah, the original pricing estimate that I put on that, which was like $300 or something, got worse after I looked up to realize that Urborg Tomb of Yawgmoth was significantly more expensive than I thought it was. As in, I thought that it was probably like $10-20 at most, because surely they've been printing the hell out. It's like 50! Yeah, so... there's absolutely no effing way that I'm buying into paper unless I could stumble into that group that I'd want by sheer dumb luck. And even then, probably not. But yeah, I mean, doing stuff on a digital platform would ease some of that quite a bit. But aside from that, what I was looking at originally was building white-green using... What was the full name? Jasmine Boreal of the 7th, I think? The newer version of Jasmine in the Dominaria United stuff that actually has an ability. Which is just like, hey, boost your creatures that have no abilities. And it was going to be focused around dumping huge amounts of tokens and using probably Ouroboros in order to buff them to large enough size that you just get kills from them being unblockable. Well, unblockable asterisk. Although, of course, there's like a large amount of commanders that you could use for that. Amara, pretty much every Amara would be good for that option. Just for the token spam. Although I'm sure that that's something where it's like, hey, you're playing green-white. You want token doublers. Again, another reason why I'd be glad not to be doing that in paper. Because, oh boy. Pretty much every token doubling effect is at a price of ha ha ha, you're kidding, right? Granted, like, card prices in general are kind of ridiculous. The one thing that I will say about Lorwyn Eclipsed, oh my god, I cannot say that I haven't said yet. Bloom Tender is being reprinted in the set. And I'm just sitting here like, please come down. Please come down. Dear God, please come down. Because, yeah, Bloom Tender is a really good card. And it's quite a bit cheaper than most of the shit that I've been talking about. But it's still like, man, 20 bucks. I mean, I know why. It's because Bloom Tender is a part of, like, a lot of infinite mana combos. I would assume at least part of it kind of depends on how widely played it ends up being in Standard. If it really, like, moves the needle in any direction, I guess. Because there's every possibility that it just has no home in Standard, and then, like, it comes down and at least stays, like, a couple of bucks cheaper for a little bit. But then again, we do also have to remember that there's 6 other sets that are coming out this year that all have every opportunity to print, like, another Freed from the Real effect, you know? In fact, for all I know, they could just shove that into Reality Fracture and be like, hey, it fits with the theming of the name or something. And then everybody just fucking groans as Simic gets yet another busted-ass tool. As we all just collectively get sick of Wizards shit, even when we're non-players, as we get to see them be that blatant in their favoritism, right? God, like... So... Simic very much ends up sitting in this, like... I love playing Bant. I love playing Sultai. I'm kind of okay on Temur. I'm not 100% sure still of how to pronounce it. But Simic by itself, ugh. Simic by itself has had like a really, really crusty career in my opinion. I definitely... So I remember playing Simic very specifically in a Gate Crash pre-release. And at that point, that which would have been when Evolve was the mechanic, I believe. Cloudfin Raptor, I think, was a card that was widely played in there, and Experiment 1. So, like that era, that was pretty fun. But just in general, as a color combination, blue-green has had this wild career of either being really bad, you know, it would have like good cards, and you'd be like, oh yeah, this is gonna, you know, I'm gonna love getting to play that Temporal Spring or Mystic Snake. And then you look at the rest of the dog shit that's surrounding it, and you're like, oh, right. Or you've got sort of the newer era where it's like, oh yeah, actually, this one's just WotC's favorite. Actually, honestly, I think in general right now, green is just like a fucking industry plant color. The amount of crazy bonkers bullshit that green has right now. Like you just power crept Genova immediately with fucking Ouroboros? And don't get me wrong, I was just saying I wanted to build a deck with it, and I think Bristly Bill is very funny by virtue of being named Bristly Bill. But good lord, man! Whatever sick fuck they've got in R&D who is like that much of a blue-green fetishist, just kick their ass out, man. Then again, I, like, probably 80% of Magic players am a big fan of Is It, which is, like... honestly, that probably is, like, my big toxic trait for Magic stuff. Hey, Sunsong, that would have been really helpful a while ago, actually. Like, oh yeah, I love doing big, stupid combos with some of these things, right? You know what I love? Just sitting there casting Haze of Rage 5 times in a turn. And then not attacking because I'm really just using it in order to spam Drake tokens. Oh yeah, by the way, I did a bunch of stupid bullshit and I cast Time Stretch like 4 times. By the way, I did actually one time like cast a lot of copies of Time Stretch in one turn. Everybody was really annoyed with me. They were like, this is not funny. And they were right. However, it did eventually kind of loop back around to being absolutely hilarious when I didn't even have a win from that. I was like, oh yeah, I have everything in my combo except for one card. Surely I'll be able to... Nope. My win condition is making everybody really just decide that they want to be done. If you want me to play serious, that's when I'll break out the mono colorless commander. Oh, actually, I got in some shit one other time, too, with that mono colorless commander, because I played Blink Moth Urn. I played it, like, really early. And some dude didn't see it. And, like, it's not like the guy had gotten up to take a shit or anything. The guy had been sitting there the whole time. And, listen, I don't know if it's, like, necessarily, you know, is it wrong for me to look at the guy who is like, oh, well, who's getting mad at me for not enunciating about it, which, admittedly, I'm not always good at doing that, especially not in a public place, for the guy who was also not paying attention to the board? Like, not for nothing, but please do always look at as much of the board state as you were able to see. It's not like I was hiding it either. This is probably why, you know, more of a digital thing like Untap IN is something that I think would work a little better in general, too. It's just because then it's significantly harder to miss shit. Because it's going right out there, and I don't know, I guess a monitor is a smaller amount of space to see or something. Anyway. Yeah, no, that deck, when I was... For reference, my commander was Hope of Girapur. It wasn't like I was using an Eldrazi as a commander. That, I think, would be undignified. I played a couple of minor Eldrazi in the decks. None of the big boys, because I didn't have any of them at the time. But... yeah, that deck... You'd think for mono colorless, and this was still at least partially in the era where mono colorless, parentheses, not Eldrazi, was just absolute dog when it came to mana efficiency as a rule. Like, it was starting to get better once you started to get around the plane now known as Avishkar / Amonkhet. Like, those sets were we're starting to get a little bit more efficient with mana costs for monocolorless cards. But otherwise, you just look at some of them and it's like, okay, yeah, fine. Thran Dynamo is an outlier and should not have been counted, but... You definitely spent a lot of time paying for, like, severely overcosted creatures, but on the upside, that deck was ramping like hell, so I was freely able to get away with it. I can only imagine how vomit-inducing that sort of thing is nowadays. Actually, speaking of colorless, the thing that I want, and I've seen Mark Rosewater say that this is technically a thing that could happen, but design space is narrow, which press X to doubt. Devotion to colorless. Even if just on like a one-off card of like, give me a random Eldrazi worshiper that gives you cards for your devotion to colorless or something. At least once. Granted, I'm a huge sicko when it comes to, like, a lot of card designs. Oh, R&D doesn't like massive amounts of tutoring? Grim tutor it uncommon. Fuck you. Hey, light arrows. And ice trap. That's fitting. Light arrows, any... The ice trap, anyway, rather. Anywho, now I'm trying to hash out what is my favorite color combination to play in Magic. It's probably Grixis or some derivative. Although I do also, which, you know, that would include Izzet, obviously. I do enjoy playing Orzhov quite a bit. I think that's just because it's just another breed of being an annoying control player. But I feel that the color combination that I end up with the most ideas for Commander is Naya. And granted, a big part of that is because Naya is a massive hotbed for typal strategies. So you can just look at that and you can just be like, oh yeah, okay, so your set of commanders has lords for what creature types? Oh, well, that's quite easy to build a deck for, and that sounds like fun. I don't know, I've always wanted to build a deck around dogs. Ended up pivoting to Karlov the Ghost. Which one is that again? Is that the experience counter one? I think the first commander that I ever built, and this would have been back when it was still called EDH. Although, not like super back. Commander has a long history. Oh, okay. Pardon me. The experience counter one is something else then. But, yeah, so this would have been like 2010, I think. The first commander deck that I built that I can recall was for Teysa Orzhov Scion. Song of Storms, that's real good. That opens a lot of stuff. Now, I kind of stayed the course with that one for years, I think. I eventually changed the commander to Comball once he was released in either Ether Revolt or the K set. It was one of those two. It was that block. Oh, I'm here because I want to take a shortcut. But yeah, I was just rocking that white-black deck for a good long time. Just because I felt that it was a decent enough color combination. Ooh, a backflip. I was gonna say for one end. It's not getting me anywhere. Eh, sure, why not? You can do a backflip. I can't do one in real life, but that's neither here nor there. Alright. Oh yeah, Graveyard Heart Piece. Guards a magic meter. So that's kind of low priority for us. Oh, hey, there's the Kokiri sword. That is very helpful. Not a requirement to beat the game or anything, but it's very helpful. Oh yeah, I can't do it. I can't do Adult Dodongo's Cavern, but I can go get some stuff there. And I can come back and get the last of it as a kid. And then go, man, why did I subject myself to this? Maybe the bow will be, like, right in the lobby or something. Good range on that thing. Oh, man. Yeah, back in those days, though, I was just picking up basically anything I could. A big part of why I remember that I kept it for so long, just in general, is that I remember being really, really hyped for Crypt Gas. Because I pulled that at a Gatecrash pre-release. Man, I went to 2 of those. Damn. I never did that ever again, unfortunately, but... Yeah, one of them I played Simic, one of them I played Orzhov. I'm feeling like I picked Simic because they ran out of Orzhov kits at the place where I played. But it turned out to be kind of fun, so whatever. Aw, that guy threw me off. Oh well. But yeah, I pulled a Crypt Gas during that, and I was like, oh, this is going straight in there. Found out later that Extort was allowed in any deck that has black. Or white, for that matter. But of course, Crypt Gas is a mono black card, so it doesn't care about whether or not the deck has white. Did he just moon me? Dude. Ugh, excuse me. But yes, I absolutely remember back in those days just cobbling together whatever crap I could. At one point, I had picked up a Mirage starter deck. Or, like, sealed deck package or whatever it was. It might have been a starter deck. I forget exactly what type of product it was. But what I do remember is that I got it at an anime convention. And it had a card in it called Purgatory. Now, I assumed that this isn't really a well-known card because, quite frankly, it's not good. And especially nowadays, you'd be like, why the hell are you running this? You must have run out of options. So, Purgatory is an enchantment. It's a black-white enchantment from Mirage. From one of the earliest periods when they were doing enemy-colored cards. And it costs, I want to say, 2 and one of each of its constituent colors. Now, what it does is, whenever one of your creatures dies, non-token creature, you exile it. And during your upkeep, you can pay 4 mana, 4 generic, and return 1 creature card that's exiled with it to the battlefield. So, not amazing, but it is a lot of repeatable revival. And in an era like that, that probably sounded pretty good. Of course, we also need to remember that this card was part of the same cycle of stuff that gave us Cadaverous Bloom. Cadaverous Bloom being one of the more famous combo cards of that period. And basically, I guess what I'm trying to point out here is that back then, they had these 3 cycles of these enemy color cards in the Mirage and Visions set. And good lord, out of those, did they give Golgari the absolute best out of all of those 15 cards. Golgari Glenroy... Oh god. My tongue is making me... preventing me from telling a bad joke. Good. I'm glad. But, like, goddamn, they gave that color combination Cadaverous Bloom and Squandered Resources. And, wow, that is nuts. There's a good reason why you had that Frost Bloom deck running around in 1997. And it's because they did just give you effects that let you shit mana uncontrollably in those colors. So I guess maybe green has always been Magic's industry plant color. I was gonna say, have I failed to update my numbers? And I have. Now, unfortunately, we are only allowed to get 1 more chest here. Unless I can somehow sneak up to the bomb bag platform. And I don't believe I can. Or, I guess, alternately, unless I can sneak around the fire here somehow, which I also do not believe I can do. Surely Nehru's love wouldn't allow me to do that, right? Well, shit. I'm not well shitting Minuet of Forest. That's pretty good. But let's give it a shot anyway, just to see if it's an unconfirmed. And we can discover if maybe I can skip this puzzle. Alright, let's see if we're allowed to dance into the fire here. Damn. It just protects us from damage. No knockback protection whatsoever. Well, I guess we're coming back here as a kid. Or whenever we find a bow. Sheik giving us large amounts of money for some reason. It's not even my insert holiday here. I could totally see something like that happening, to be fair. Ooh, number 14. Excellent. Shit. Right. Heart piece grave. I forgot about that thing. Wait, no. I shouldn't do that yet. There's a thing to get in Kokiri Forest here. Hey, you. I probably don't need this money because I can't... It overfills my wallet. Jeez, knowing my luck, by the time I find an adult's wallet, I'm gonna be just out of money for the entire game, basically. That guy basically felt my presence, didn't he? Get out of here. No, Burns. Well, at least we get to mark that location off. I'm getting pretty good at playing that song, at least. Compared to some of them. Oops. Wow, I really don't remember where this gravestone is, do I? That's out of here. There we go, that's where I'm looking for. And now you just roll basically right up to this guy. Not so good at playing that one, but that's probably from the rotational motion. Oh. That's not going to be real valuable. We're here anyway, so we take it. Yeah, unfortunately, I can't go and see the archery guy because he'll just do the Nelson laugh at us even if we do succeed, and be like, "Hey, here's 50 rupees. Come back when you've got an actual bow." And it's just be like, "Thanks, dude. Thanks a fucking lot, Riker." Actually, speaking of which, wow, I'm turning this into magic shit again because one of the Universes Beyond sets that we're getting this year is Star Trek. I have no idea how much of the Star Trek franchise that is covering. Kind of curious. Oh yeah, that shit happens sometimes and it's garbage. You are correct, Irene. Oh boy, $5. What do you got? You got an actual item? I mean, it's not gonna move the needle or anything, but hey. There was something pretty important in Gerudo Valley, I think. Oh, I'm sure Link to the Past randos get, like, goofy as hell. I haven't touched that shit in years. I don't know that I ever will again, because I am not a big fan of Link to the Past. Something which still feels like my most heretical gaming opinion, but I don't know. Yeah, there's not a lot of stuff that requires fire. I guess especially if you discount the Shadow Temple. Iron Boots, well, we already got those, so no need to worry, guys. Hey, we got bomb shoes. Those are cool. Now go straight for this open hole here. Oh, hey, big chest again. Maybe it'll be a good item this time? No, it's an ice trap. I'd rather have the bomb shoes. Oh yeah, we already know about that. Alright, cough it up. Yo, Various suit. Heck yeah. That is pretty nice. We now get to wear Metroid Fusion's worst color combination. Depending on who you ask. Not that you can see it very well in the sunset, but hey. You can't breathe underwater? Not with that attitude, you can't. Hey, Lake Man, I dived all the way to the bottom of your thing. Har, har, har. What do you got? Oh, I probably deserve that. Probably not that much water, though. I kind of no bow. It's not Master Quest. Oh, yeah, okay. Good place for the Serenade of Water. Basically 2 inches away from where you get to with it. I mean, it's helpful, but it's just very funny. Oh my god, I really am gonna be completely out of other money sources by the time I get a wallet, aren't I? And meanwhile, Link is just throwing all the money in the world all over the place. Gets me to 15 triangles. It's pretty good. Gonna stand up for just a moment here. All right, that was some pretty good standing up. Let's go pick up some more items here. We've got some stuff to get at Gerudo Valley. Unfortunately, I don't really believe we can finish... I don't believe we can finish Gerudo... Well, we definitely can't do GTG. We don't have the keys. We can't... Actually, no, we can't do shit in the lobby. Oh, man. Oh. I'm in a pretty mediocre position when it comes to at least some items here. Exactly half of my inventory is real good. Is this the cool item that I forgot from earlier? Eh, it's a piece of the Triforce. That's pretty good. Forget about the kid stuff is in GTG. I don't have horse songs, so I can't go play. I can't do horseback archery anyway. I don't have a bow. Yeah. Well, there's the beans. And there's an ice trap. Yeah, no scarecrow, so I can't get the big chest there. Right. Okay, so we haven't done fishing yet, but I think I have to do kid fishing first. Otherwise, I end up in a position where I can cause a time paradox. Snake, you can't do that. You'll create a time paradox. I haven't played a Metal Gear game in forever. Oh boy. In fact, the last time I played a Metal Gear game, I don't even think Metal Gear Solid 5 was out. That's kind of surprising, actually. Right, it's underneath the yellow tree, right? Yep. Gotta hit it in the right place if you want to hit it anywhere but the ground. It's just a red rupee, isn't it? Yeah, that's alright. So we can say we got it for sure. Let's try to kibbling here. We've checked all the shops. We also no longer require Varia suit at full price. Or gravity suit at full price, God help us. So ultimately we kind of don't need wallets at this point. Like, it's helpful to pay for minigames in case I start playing like absolute dog shit, but that's about it. Just equipping that because probably be helpful. We can finish the tree, which admittedly all we have to do is walk through the rest of yeah, because we already have, well, we already have Ganon's Tower open. We've already done Ice Cavern. We've already rescued King Zora. I don't think I need Blue Fire for anything else. I did not unfreeze the shop door, but we've already cleaned that out for items. So, it's not that high value. Because none of the shops have multiple inventories across time periods. Unless you count the Bazaar and Potion Shop, but they move location, so... they technically count as two different shops, at least from a game perspective or something. Anyway, let's get the chicken. Oh, that's gonna... oh, well, there goes the chicken. Yeah, that would be highly annoying to do without, but, hey, we're at 17 of these. Honestly, we're in good enough shape that I'm kind of tempted to see this through all the way to the end of the... all the way to the end of the stream, because we are, like, butting up against that time, but also... the item... can't see what it is exactly. Looks very flat. It's a Hylian shield. That's not exactly very helpful for me, but okay, why not? All right. You got anything good for me, dude? Whoa. Wow. I'm glad I bothered. Okay, well, let's go and do the other Gerudo Valley thing, and then... we've got some other stuff we can go finish, like we can go deal with Dong. There's a scrub in DMC. There's a pot to throw things into. And not have the greatest time with, because that thing is usually a pain in my ass. Yes, I saw that recently. It was very funny because I had just said something about that to a group chat about like how impossible the price was on that, and how, boy, wouldn't it be great if Nintendo actually re-released that on something. And then lo and behold, a day later, like literally the next day. So that was very funny to me that it happened like that. Excuse me. Yeah, I mean, it's not cheap now either if you want to play it on Switch Online, because you need a Switch 2 for that. But, I mean, if you own a Switch 2 already, it's cheaper. I, however, don't. So I guess I'm kind of stuck in that case between if I wanted to play Path of Radiance not using emulation. Stuck between paying $550 for a Switch 2 plus the Switch Online expansion pack. Again, list prices. And paying whatever the fuck it would cost to buy a disc copy of it. But obviously I have other methods of playing it if I wish to. At least it's something, you know, I'm glad for that. That it's a method that's available. I'm just still not particularly in a place where I'm that interested in purchasing a Switch 2 at the moment, nor really in a place where I can afford that at the moment either. That's a bit of an ask. And for what? I get to play mostly just games that are already on the Switch that cost $10 more for a copy because of some reason. But you know, maybe one day. Maybe one day I'll pick up the Switch 2. Of course, really what needs to happen is computer component stuff needs to come back down in price. Which obviously is not just for PCs, because that also applies to like every other electronics thing, including game consoles. But hey, who wants to get into all of that conversation? Listen, I avoided making jokes in the ice cavern about, you know, how I feel about a certain organization, but, you know, so maybe I'm at least holding back a little bit on some of the bad jokes here, but anyway. And the politics and all that shit. Anyway, all the Quest 64 stuff in general, I kind of am a little bit interested if any of this filtered down to any of the developers. And I guess this applies too for any of the other, like, games that have become, like, that game that people talk about a lot on Blue Sky in any of those cases. Like the Ooze being another example of that. If any of them were like, oh, wow, this has become a whole big thing this late on. That's wild. No, we're not getting a Quest 2 off of any of that probably, but still. Anyway, let's go fight Goma. Even though we don't really need the light medallion, maybe it'll have an item that we could use. And this fight will take all of like a minute or so. I didn't think that would work. Oh, geez, that's weird and slightly frustrating. Yeah, see, Goma wasn't worth shit. Oh, well. Oh. Hey, Brian. How's it going? Glad to hear it. I have no fire, so I can't get the last item in this gravestone. That's unfortunate. I am apparently unable to finish bottom of the well. Huh? Do I need fire in there? Oh, right, it's because I need keys for that place, right? Yeah. I knew I was missing keys from somewhere other than GTG. Well, whatever. Let's do what we can here. Which I think is still a pretty good amount anyway, so. Oh, they went bankrupt. Ah, I see. Yeah, I mean, it could happen. It just don't know that it's that likely, because like this much later, it's yeah. You understand. The fan base is still kind of a cult thing. Oh, could this be it? No. Damn. I was really hopeful. Like, I just saw the key box immediately, and I was like, oh, it would be really funny if that's where the keys for bottom of the well were. And unfortunately, no luck there. And even less luck over there. Yeah, not enough demand. That's kind of what I'm getting at. Yeah, exactly. And I think that another thing there is that a lot of people still kind of perceive it as being like not a good game, because that is generally, I think, the prevailing feeling is that it's at least quite skeletal. And just in general, a lot of people who kind of go, oh, an RPG for not the PlayStation. That's, you know, if they want to be polite, they might call it novel, but that's not exactly gonna, you know, that's not an endorsement either. Which is unfortunate, because I think that at least Quest 64 is a real game. It's got issues, but I mean, look at the other things that people like. Oh, we got a bottle. Is there just a spider up there? That's the only real obstacle of this thing, and that's not even. Yeah, I would hardly say it's completely without reason to say things like that, but also, I mean, again, I think at least part of it is just like, hey, I feel like this is a real video game compared to some of the things that I've seen out there. And it had some unique ideas. So, I will give them credit for that in the N64 era. Are one away from being done with this. I'm just quite hopeful that we can get the last Triforce piece and be on our way. Because let me tell you, if I run out of gas when we're at one piece away, it's gonna be real embarrassing. Ah, shit. And of course, there's a Gibdo over there, which means that he's going to be yelling at us, like, constantly. Saying things like, return the slab! Or suffer my curse! Ah, shit. Another one? Fuck, you can tell how well I remember this room. You mind? Answer, yes, of course he does. It's okay, they don't come out on fire, so I'm fine. And that's just a blue rupee. Sweet, I can leave this room. I can go right back to ignoring those fucking Gibdos. Because they are no fun at all. Oh, does it? I don't remember that, so I mean that doesn't surprise anybody at this point, does it? That I forgot something about this? Wow. Oh yes, I think it's the room on the way to the like chest, which yeah, we can't go get that chest, so I'm not going that direction. Yep, pick up all the rupees out of the green stuff. Which, interestingly, if we were allowed to equip the Goron tunic as a child, we would take damage more slowly from, because the game counts it as lava, I guess. However, the Varia suit is far too large for child Link. So, yeah, no good there. Oh, I missed a chest there. What? Must have been small. Yeah, we can actually skip that. Thank you, Tracker. You made me look like only a slight bit of a buffoon. All right, everybody. I have too many sticks. It's time to change that. Come on, Marvin Grossberg, let's do this. Wow, that's not even the first Ace Attorney reference today. I should play those games again sometime. Actually, hey, can I pick up this chest while I'm in the middle of this fight? I sure can. It would have been extremely funny if that had been the last Triforce I needed. God, yeah, the naming choices for the dub translation, pardon me, of the Ace Attorney series are just A+. Hey, it's a wallet. That's funny. Now that I don't really have much use for that. Oh, you know what would be a smart use of my time? I can't believe I didn't think of this sooner. Go get the fucking ferry at the castle, you idiot. Oh, we hit the ground running there. Wow. Yeah, so I guess at least for now when I'm a kid, Serenade of Water counts as sort of a budget prelude. So that's nice. That's quite helpful, in fact. I don't really have a huge preference. It's just that quote add ended up being, again, the way the command was structured for when I was setting it up. And because I guess Streamer Bot does things a little differently from whichever other bot folks were using. Yeah, I mean, that's completely fair. Anything good? Keyring for GTG. Alright, where are you on there? As I now have to take a moment to go, how much of that can I do? The answer is, quite frankly, not nearly enough, but that's plenty of checks. So I may as well take that, because I'd prefer that to dungeoneering as a kid. I just wish I had a faster travel option there, but hey. Whatever. I mean, we're almost there. So one more. I'm surprised with how fast this one's been. Imagine if I was a little bit more in practice here and didn't have my controller going AWOL for a second there. I might have actually had this done in 3 hours flat. Surprises the rest of you to consider that idea. Oh, shit. Yeah, that might help things a little bit. Whoops! Wow. Good job, me. I'm paying real good attention to this. Oh, I guess I can get the chest at Fortress, then? Hmm. Cool. Didn't realize that was the case. Well, that does open up the stuff at Desert Colossus. Unsurprisingly, Spirit Temple is still marked in orange on my tracker because I can't do it all. If I can't do it all, I mean, shit, I literally don't think I can do anything in Spirit Temple right now. Oh yeah, I can't do shit in Spirit Temple. Did I? I did not. I don't believe I remembered to set the options for the scarecrow correctly. I need to remember to fix that for the next time I do one of these. Ah! Ah! Yeah, that's... Excuse me, a big reason why I was, I was thinking that was a thing I was unable to do before. Alright, let's go in here and see if we can just get this swept real quick. Yeah. And remember, if things are bad enough, I can just go farm spiders. I mean, I don't want to go get 20 of them. That's not going to be fast, but... There's got to be at least 20 that are decently easy still. Anything out here? Oh, hey, it's Din's Fire. Ow. And yeah, at this point, I am just straight up ignoring anything that's not a guaranteed item chest. Guaranteed item. What am I saying? Nothing's guaranteed in these. Nothing, non-gold chests, I'm just skipping those for the time being. Because we are that close. Even that one that we spent all that energy climbing up to. Prelude of Light. That is maybe helpful in the future if I need it. Yeah, that's that small chest. Alright, come on, Ice Arrow chest. What do you got for me? There it is. Great place for it. Yep, only about 3.5 hours for that one. That was shockingly fast.